And just like that, a 5-second triple kill. Black Flame Tornado is amazing. Hey guys, Von Schnitzel here. I have some invasions today in my level 139 Pyromancer PvP character. I wanted to talk through the invasions after the fact to give better insight into my thought process during the invasions. They're tense scenarios where you're often pitted against 3 other players, so they can feel unfair or even unwinnable at times. But it's a great feeling to succeed against the odds, very similar to what it's like to finally beat a difficult boss fight. That's why I love invasions. The whole dynamic of creating a build and testing it out in impossible circumstances is just so rewarding. So anyway, this build is a fantastic build for 1v3 scenarios. It's a Pyromancer, built around hurling giant fireballs and luring cooperators into the Black Flame Tornado combo. Here's a quick look at the stats and setup, but if you want the full build breakdown, please check out this video below that fully covers it. I'll also put the link in the description so you can check it out later. For now, let's get right into some invasions. So in this invasion, I spawned above the Site of Grace here. It's the Site of Grace before the Fire Giant. And I buff up with my Flame Grant Me Strength and my Physic Flask, going for a big fireball. The Giant Flame hits him for over 1,000. I go for a second one, see if I get the kill. He rolls it better this time, so he doesn't die. I get ambushed a little bit by the guy with the Twin Blades as I'm casting the Fell Flame. Flame of the Fell God. Run towards it, it kind of covers my retreat there. The explosion and the lingering fire lets me get away quickly. That doesn't hit me at all. I go in for the Halberd attack, and I start charging the Black Flame Tornado. The guy from the back hits me, kills himself on it. The second hit doesn't hit him because I was faced away, but the lingering dot effect does finish him off. And then I try to run in and get the Phantom, but I don't get him in time. So pretty good invasion there. Using the Fire Spurn Me emote at the start of this one, I see the 2 dudes on the hill, chilling. As I approach them, I throw a Fan Dagger, just to alert them, and then I start chucking fireballs. I land a big hit right away, get half his health down. Then I go for the Phantom with the next fireball. Hit him square in the jaw, and I run after him, and I see he starts panic rolling, so I'm going for these Halberd running attack catches, and I just get turn and burned by the Hyper Armor Bleed spins. So I go for a Black Flame Tornado there, knowing he's going to attack into me, and it just doesn't connect. I think what happened there is I didn't have the Bulgo Talisman on, so I didn't have the poise to tank Rivers of Blood. Using the good old Fire Spurn Me emote at the start of this one again, I run in on this Phantom to have a 1v1. I toss the fireball, he just avoids it. I hit him with that running stab and go for the roll catch crouch attack that doesn't connect. And then as the host appears behind me, I roll away here and I see they're both hyper aggressive, so this is a perfect time to start this Black Flame Tornado. They don't have the health to survive it, nor the hyper armor to trade with me, so that was a mistake. So this was a group of 3 wizards I spotted from a distance. I wanted to get close enough that my buff wouldn't expire and then get the Barrier of Gold up. It reduces magic damage taken dramatically, so I don't get one-shot by spell spam. And then I start approaching to pressure this guy, and then I'm conscious of his allies dropping in from above. I don't want to over-aggress on one and then get hit by multiple comets, so I'm trying to bide my time, separate them a little bit, and find an opening. As I try to cast fireballs there, I get hit by the Night Shard or Night Comet. So I use this rock as sort of cover while I launch fireballs. It's kind of hard to aim from this far, but I figure if I could pick one off, a 1v2 is so much easier than a 1v3. So the number one thing I try to do in a 1v3 invasion is play carefully and split them apart until I can get into a 1v2. And I see that this guy's low, so I try to go in for the kill there, and I take a lot of hits, but he doesn't heal, so I get that Halberd hit that finishes the job. Now I'm looking to heal, since I'm less than half health. They do give me the space to heal. I easily dodge these spells, dodge the Scythe, and when I get in the middle of them, I launch the Black Flame Tornado. I have the health to take a trade. The host dies, he only has 1,000 HP, but the Phantom Wizard does get away, dodges that fireball. So I spawn into Kaled here, and I notice immediately that this is Radahn's room, so I'm kind of scared that it's going to be a 3v1 gank waiting for me. But I see these 2 guys, Phantom just being summoned in, so I think it might be fair, but then I see it's immediately a 3v1. Luckily, he misses that jump attack. I'm trying to pressure the host immediately. Turn and burn with the Black Flame Tornado on the Phantom, and I get the kill right away. So that's a really good way to use this, is you want to chase one opponent, and then you turn and burn the other opponent that's behind you. Here, I struggle to get the kill on the Phantom, and I decide to just take this opportunity to heal, because I think I'm going to be able to kill these 2 guys. I try to get the Flame of the Fell God up, but I get punished immediately by the jumping attack. So now I decide to switch to the Katar. I think it'll help me more against this Colossal Sword, but mistakenly I'm one-handing it there, and the one-handed running attack is not as good as the two-handed moveset. So I'm just spacing. I want to get rid of this bleed. I don't want to get stun-locked by the bleed and get blendered by these guys. So I'm just rolling through them, waiting for a chance to land a Flame Strike or something. I get hit by that Hyper Armor of the Colossal Sword. It doesn't work out too well for me. Still continuing to run and heal. I don't want to get blendered, so I want to stay at full health whenever I can. And the more that they chase me, the more likely they are to make a mistake, because they're going to get over-aggressive, they're tired of me running. I go for the Black Flame Tornado here, and I do land it on the Phantom, and 100 to 0 him. So now I have a 1v1 with the host. I'm in a great position. I'm not too scared of this host alone. I mean, he's a decent player, but no one that can really beat me one-on-one. I get a few catch flames, and I quickly understand that he's cheating. He has the Physic Flask equipped that causes him to instantly heal every time he gets hit. So now I understand that there's no way I can win. I switched the Katar there, a vain attempt. There's no way I could beat him if he's constantly healing. I don't really have a good way on this character to knock him off the edge, but I'm trying to think of a way to bait him near the sea. Hunters start spawning in, and they're casting spells on me, so yeah, once again, I'm thinking, how can I get this host near the ocean, maybe backstab him or something and knock him off the edge? That's the only way to kill someone that's abusing this glitch. I go for the Black Flame Tornado, but I'm facing away from the hunter, so I don't get the kill with the second hit. It does, however, scare him enough to, like, stay away for a few seconds, so I do have some breathing room. I figure at this point, if I can't kill the host, I might as well go for some hunter kills and hope the host makes a mistake, yeets himself into the ocean or something. But this is really hopeless at this point, and it's unfortunate that this happens sometimes in invasions, but it is what it is. I go for the Black Flame Tornado a little early there, nobody was in range, and you can see here I just get butchered by the two hunters that spawn in, along with the invincible host. It sucks. Here I invade someone, he's just the lone host here in Limgrave, and he's using the Commander Standard. So I entertain him with his duel. We do a little Halberd dance, as is tradition in a 1v1 with Halberds. I go for the Fireball as he runs in. I win that trade. I go for the Black Flame Tornado, expecting him to try to attack into me there. He doesn't. Very intelligent on his behalf, or he would be dead. So we return to our Halberd dance game. I get in close, hit him with a catch flame. He swipes me with a dagger. He gets a few good crouch R1 attacks on me. So I go for one myself, followed by a second R1 that catches him off guard for the win. Good fight. Right into the action on this one, I stumbled into a group of people co-oping in the Mountaintops. Started rot breathing me as soon as I stumbled into them. So I walk away, get my buffs up, and go for a turnaround fireball as they pursue me. It does not quite work, and I kind of want to keep my space here, especially knowing that one of them has access to Dragonbreath. Nothing I want to get too greedy and go for a kill on just to get 100 to 0 by that Dragonbreath. So I'm keeping my distance. Again, in a 1v3, you want to play carefully until you get an opportunity to punish someone, and this guy gives it to me on a silver platter. Just starts buffing his Darkmoon Greatsword right in front of me. I get that backstab and one-shot him. He only had 900 health. This guy goes for the double Dragon Claw, very cool, but very easy to outmaneuver because it's pretty slow. I go for a running attack there as he jumps clean over my head and take a backhand swipe. Goes for the Lion's Claw, and I try to roll into it there, but I must have misclicked or slow rolled there. I go for the Black Flame Tornado pretty far away, so that was not a really good use of it, and I got punished instantly by the Hyper Armor of the Colossal. One weakness of the Black Flame Tornado are Colossals, because they will out-Hyper Armor you, interrupt it, nothing you can do about it. We're having a little range battle here, him with his Darkmoon Greatsword, me with the Fireballs. Waiting for an opportunity to get one of them low with a Fireball, and then getting close with a Halberd to finish them off. I do have the advantage of having some of the nearby NPCs on my side. They are getting pelted with arrows, so it's not exactly a 1v2, it's kind of more so an even 2v2 in a way. I get my magic defense buff up because I know that if I eat even one hit from that Darkmoon Greatsword, that's like 60 to 70% of my health just gone. I get a good fireball here, right past the lip of that gravestone, hit the mage, and I get to outrange this Dragon Breath just in time. So they're down a lot of mana, a lot of health from that. It's a big win trade. He goes again for the Dragon Breath, and this time I get hit by a big portion of it. The mage's comments just keep missing, so that's no problem for me. And then I see as I go in and dink off of him like that, he's using the Iron Jar perfume, or whatever it's called, that makes him like immune to stagger. So I need to just dip. At this point, I know there's no way I out-trade that Dragonbreath. So my play is just to turn around and move. Because I'm going to blow through all of my flasks if I stay there and fight them. And this is okay to do in invasions. When you're outnumbered like that and people are using cheap tactics, you gotta just play guerrilla warfare. You gotta go in and out, take damage where you can get it, and just retreat when you need to. I go for a turn and burn fireball over that little hill. Don't know if it connected, probably not. But I need to let them know that I am a threat and I'm not just gonna run. I use the rest of my mana there to heal before this fight starts. Then I take out my Katar, because the Katar is going to help me do a better 1v1. The mage starts using a Jewel's Moonblade from atop the cliff. But luckily, the projectile alone doesn't hit very hard. And I have a rock nearby to completely dodge that Rot Breath. So at this point, he's used like 5 Dragon Breaths. He's got to be like out of mana. So I'm going for the pressure kill on the Phantom here. And then I think I'm dead, honestly, because the host is above me, full Scarlet Rotting me. As far as I know, I'm just fucked. But I do manage to get an Erdtree heal off. And he is still spamming Dragon Breaths. So very difficult to deal with. Good options are usually Endure or Bloodhound Step, but I'm not running them on this character. So I just have to kind of tank it and use the geography of the map to my advantage. So again, I pop a Starlight Shard. I really need the mana. I see the host is near me and the Phantom is separated, so I could have taken the 1v1 with the host, but I see that this Phantom is probably out of healing and he's poisoned, so I kind of want to just finish him off. I think he's probably in his inventory there looking for some type of heal, but he gets killed. Finally won the War of Attrition on him, and now I finally get my 1v1 with the host. So I go in for a running R2. Was a bad angle there, did not connect at all. He goes for that Lion's Claw, I get behind him. Just playing patiently here. I'm waiting for my opportunity to punish. I pivot there, so that's not it, but here it is. I go in for the running R2 into R2, into the Flame Strike that does not connect, because he does roll away smartly. But that's big damage, and I am winning this so far. So I can heal to full with the flask I got back from the Phantom dying. And now he's running, so I switch to my Halberd for some chase down. Hit him with that lingering hitbox of the Flame Strike, and the follow-up R2 for a very well-played 1v3. Here we have another Bonfire Duelist, and this time we're in Elphael. So I get my buffs up, Flame grant me strength and my Physic Flask as I run in for this guy, and I see he's using the Serpent Hunter. So I know I'm going to have to contend with some nutty hyper armor here. So I have to be patient. He goes for the Frost Pot. I step away because I know he's going to go for that crouch attack. I go for running R2 thinking I have an opening, and I go for a jump over it, but that relentless just crouch R1 of this thing with the maximum hyper armor is just brutal. I go for the double Flame Strike into the follow-up R2, into just an R1, expecting him to just mash again, and it works. Here we're at everybody's favorite farming spot, and we see 2 bros here probably to farm. So I get my Flame of the Fell God up and see what they're going to do. The Phantom approaches me, so I go for a Catch Flame, followed by a Halberd hit, and he gets hit by the full power of that Flame of the Fell God, 1200 damage. I pivot mistakenly and get hit by the Mage, so that was kind of bad on my part, but I'm trying to get in close. I see that this guy with the curved swords is very aggressive, so this is probably a good chance to go for Black Flame Tornado if I could just heal up first. So I heal up, take another hit, and at this point I change my mind and I think I just need to pressure the Mage a little bit. And notice here I turn and burn, I go for the Black Flame Tornado, and I catch both of them as they run into me. The Phantom manages to escape a little bit, but my Elbenarg friend finishes the job. Spawned right into the middle of a Borealis fight here. So I hate to do it to these guys, but it is what it is. If they're fighting an open world boss, it's my job to defend the boss. So I run in, try to get this Phantom first. I know the host is far away. Go for my Fireball, my traditional opener, because if I get them low, I already have the up advantage, and I get to just get them to panic roll like that, land that running stab, finish off the Phantom right away. So now I'm approaching the dragon himself, Borealis, with the host, and I want to go for a big Fireball here. But the dragon has a plan of his own. He goes for a Fire Breath, or a Frost Breath rather, and hits us both. In this invasion, I spawned in near the Limgrave Coliseum, and I see another Invader getting weakened in the distance. So I'm running in to help as fast as I can. I don't have time to buff, so I just try to put myself in the middle of them and start going for the Black Flame Tornado. It does not really connect, but I think if I could pressure this Phantom away and give him a 1v1, it'll be better for him. He ends up dying, but I do kill the Phantom, and then I get to get in close with this guy, and as he goes for his claw attacks out of hit stun, he just completely eats that Black Flame Tornado. So at least I avenged my friend, even though I couldn't save him. And now once again, into this terrible gank spot, the pre-Radahn area. This time we have a couple of guys who, a little different than last time, they try to attack me with the Reduvia while I still have iframes. I managed to kill a Phantom immediately, so kind of deja vu of the last time I was here. But this time I see a host that doesn't look like he's going to be cheating with that infinite health glitch. But they do take out a bow, which is a little annoying because I want to cast fireballs from a distance. So I know that I just got to get in close. He goes for Eleanor's Pole Blade weapon art as I go for the Black Flame Tornado. It turns out that definitely has priority over Black Flame Tornado. It has like a higher degree of hyper armor, does not care about the hit stun from the Black Flame Tornado. So I lose out on that trade, learned something there. And this guy is just spamming those arrows from a distance. You can see I have a bunch of arrows just stuck into my head here. So I've had enough. I want to get close to him so he stops, and then find the right opportunity to turn and burn the guy with the twin blades. A hunter comes in, so I know I'm not a 2v1 anymore, so I need to make a move. A 3v1 is a lot more difficult to manage, and this guy comes in, immediately goes for the Frost Breath. So that really sucks. I go for the Black Flame Tornado here, and they are over-aggressive. They come in and just die. So, well, at least the host dies and ends this invasion before it was too late. One of the cooler areas to invade in the game is Stormveil. Honestly, it's just one of the better areas in the game, so it's fun to play there in general. And I spawn in, I see two wizards, so I get around the corner, go for the Black Flame Tornado immediately because I see the guy following me through the hallway. I get the kill from the first half of the Black Flame, and now I have a 1v1 with the Dark Moon Greatsword fella. I go in, get a Halberd hit, go for the Crouch R1 for the roll catch, but he rolls away a little bit too fast. So I jump in with the claws, jump right over his head as he unexpectedly stops moving and just starts buffing the Dark Moon Greatsword. Kinda nutty that he got away with that, but he gets over-aggressive at low health and gets stabbed. Spawn into Liurnia here, near the Church of our Lord and Savior, the Turtle Pope. And I see a squad of 3, so I'm playing from a distance. I just want to cast giant fireballs until someone comes in close. This guy gets really close, just goes for a parry, and then tries to block the Black Flame. So it turns out that was the host, and I just kill him really fast while his phantoms just watched. Sometimes invasions are just that easy. Spawning into Lanedale here. These 3 are going to fight the boss, so I just have to run in, no time. I go for the Black Flame Tornado, no time for emotes or anything, because I don't want them to start the boss. And just like that, a 5-second triple kill. Black Flame Tornado is amazing. Got another invasion here in Lanedale. This time we're in the Queen's Bedchamber. I get the running R1 on this guy running towards me, and I go for a Crouch R1 roll catch, but he's just swinging out of hit stun. And then I expect him to do it again, but he rolls away, and then I get hit by the Blasphemous Blade as I go for that Black Flame Tornado, so that didn't work out too well for me, but that's okay. Recovered, just used 1 flask of healing. And I see as this guy's spamming Thunderbolt, so I need to be careful, kind of gain some distance, waste his mana a little bit. I go for the Fireball, but I undershoot it, go for a second Fireball. That one does connect, so got some big juicy damage there, and did separate the Phantom. But he does pivot around my running attack, so don't really get to get any damage in on the Phantom while he's alone. I roll right through them, and then I start casting the Black Flame Tornado. It was a little risky to do it here, but I end up catching both of them for a clean double kill. And just in time, I turn around and I see a blue Phantom that just spawned in and starts casting Dragonbreath, so glad I didn't have to deal with that. Here, back in Stormveil, got another couple co-opers. Got the host with Radahn's helmet, Blue Goat armor, and the Ruins Greatsword, so he's a big tanky gravity guy. Much respect, I love that build. Hurl a fireball in there and smack the host for a big chunk of damage. I see the mage is waiting in there with his setup spell, those carrion dagger things over his head, so I just want to lob some damage in there and pressure them to come to me. I don't really want to walk in there and get ambushed by something, but they back off, so they give me the space to walk in and bait those daggers out. And I wait around the corner here, dodge the Moonveil, and I see the host is blocking his Phantom, making him panic roll, and as he comes in to try to double back and help, they both get caught in the Vortex of Doom.